Hey besties, guess what? It's reading wrap-up time. I read 3 books that I loved this week, and I DNF'd 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, how's that for a reading week? Say hi to Smokey. She's not facing the camera right now, but she's curled up on her favorite heated blanket back there. Okay, let's dive right into it. First, I read Look Closer by David Ellis. One of my favorite booktubers was talking about this, and so I decided to give it a try. It is a 448-page book, but don't let that scare you. It went very quickly. It was just a very quick read because it was kind of, I don't know if I want to say edge of your seat, but it was unique. Okay, here's what I'll say. It starts out, you think that the main part of the story is your familiar trope of, okay, someone's having an affair, but believe me, there's a lot to the story. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that is revealed. Nothing is as it seems. So, if you think this is going to be your boring, ordinary, okay, somebody's having an affair. No, this is wild. It turns out to be, and this is not a spoiler, it mentions this in the blurb, a story of revenge. A very clever story of revenge. What I would say sums this up beautifully is revenge is a dish best served cold. And trust me, this dish is very cold and very dishy. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was fantastic. Then I read good old Frida McFadden, one of my favorites, Ward D. I was so excited. I had waited on hold for several months for this. It just came out this year. Believe me, I don't know how she writes them this fast. There's a lot of speculation out there about how she writes them this fast. I don't care how she's doing it. I'm just happy that she is because I love them. I really have not hated any of her books, and I've read almost all of them. So this one is, Amy is a medical student, and she is assigned to spend the night on Ward D, the psychiatrist or the mental health unit. And it gets very interesting. People start disappearing. Things get wild and crazy and very spooky. I read it in one day, couldn't put it down, loved it. I will say that I saw another booktuber mention that you do have to suspend disbelief for one point in the story. They were correct. When I got there, I was like, I see what you mean. Yes, that probably is not the most realistic. However, don't let this stop you from reading it. This was not one of those things, there are some stories that I've read where it's just like, oh my goodness, this is so ridiculous, this would never happen, and so I just DNF it. This is not like that. You can thoroughly enjoy the story. It's just that, there's a little something that it's like, okay, in real life, I don't think that would actually happen. But it did not destroy the story for me at all. Now, her books are always, she's the queen of the twist. This one had a bit of a twist. It was definitely interesting. I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. But I gave the next one of hers that I read 5 stars. Talk about twists. I think this might be her twistiest book yet. This is another new one that she just came out with. This is her, I think, most recent one. There's one other one too that I'm getting next week that might be even more recent than this. But I mean, this is hot off the press. This is real recent. This one I gave 5 stars because the twists, all the way up to the very last chapter, there's twists that you didn't see coming. It is phenomenal. I think this might be my favorite yet of hers that I've ever read. It was so good. You're starting out with this couple who are, this guy loses his job and he is engaged to his fiance. They're living in a brownstone, a new brownstone, and he's concerned because now he doesn't have enough money for the mortgage and he's not sure what to do. He doesn't want to lose the house. So his fiance suggests, why don't we get a tenant and rent out the rooms upstairs? And so that's what they do. And that is where the nightmare begins. I did not see any of the twists coming. I thought things were one way and it turned out they were very different, which is what I love about Frida McFadden, all the way up to the very last chapter. And this is what's really funny. You do have to be careful because if you flip through, the book is divided into two sections, and the last section has a title that for some people might give it away. Like when I saw it, I thought, uh-oh, did I just see something that I shouldn't have seen? But it didn't ruin it for me because even though I saw it, I still didn't guess. I can't say anything more than that. All I'm saying is you will love it. If you love Frida McFadden, definitely read this one. Read this one first over this one because this was my top favorite. Okay, and then we'll just briefly skim through my DNFs. Terry Pilata, I don't know why I did not like this one. I was hoping I would, but I don't know. I read a good ways into it, and it just wasn't grabbing me. I found I was finding other things to do instead of picking it up and reading it, which is when I knew it was time to DNF it. Also, I absolutely loved the first book in this series, but the second one, I don't know. It just wasn't as good as the first one for me, so I DNF'd that one. I really thought I would love this one because it's about an influencer, and her daughter sues her because she doesn't want to be in the videos and things. I don't know. Again, it just wasn't grabbing me. I mean, it was an interesting plot line, but it wasn't grabbing me. I read a decent amount of it before I decided to DNF. This one I was really disappointed about because I really thought I would love it. It's just a tiny, thin little book, but I had never read from this author before. But the plot was that the wife is the one who leads a double life and has two husbands and two families. And I thought that should be so interesting because how rare is that? Like, you never hear of that. It's always the husband who has two families. And how does a wife do this? How does a wife have two different kids with two different husbands and none of them know about each other? Like, she's got to be pregnant, and how is she going back and forth? So I thought this would really be fascinating. However, sadly, I don't know, it fell flat for me. It wasn't that good or that interesting. I thought I would like this one as well, Pretty Dead Queens. The grandmother is an author and her granddaughter moves in with her. There is, an unaliver that, it wasn't interesting. I don't know what to tell you. It just wasn't that interesting. I wasn't into it. So we'll see. 5 DNFs out of, 5 DNFs and 3 good ones, but I was super happy with the good ones. So far, Frida McFadden never lets me down. So, if I get too many DNFs, I'm like, let's just get another Frida McFadden book, They're always good. I love them. So that was my reading week. I hope you all had a good reading week. And if you didn't see my video, Top 10 Comfort Reads, check that out. I posted that a couple days ago. I was really excited to finally get that out. I had been working on it for a long time because I had to compile the list and do all the stuff to get ready for that. And so I meant to put it out a couple months ago and just finally got around to it. So hopefully y'all enjoy that. Help me out and like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you on Monday for a book haul. I've got a decent haul on hold at the library and a new Frida McFadden book that I can't wait to show you. Alrighty, I'll see you all next time. Bye.